Hello guys, welcome back to another learning video, and in today's learning video we will be discussing on how to sell options just by simply reading the price action of the Bitcoin, by just looking at the candlesticks and by just looking at the breakout or breakdown of a particular trend line. And we will be discussing this by a few examples. The examples will be of the trades which I have taken personally from my account and which I have also mentioned in the Telegram group. So let's just start with the first trade which we have taken on August 15 at around 9. The trades which I have taken have also been described in the YouTube channel. So please also watch the particular video of this particular trade. You will find it on my YouTube channel. Okay friends, let's start. On August 15 at around 9:20 p.m. let's check out what was the reason behind taking this particular trade. Okay, friends, let's discuss the general overview on Bitcoin. What was my overview regularly forming on Bitcoin? As you can observe that from April, the Bitcoin has started its uptrend journey, and it was at around 76,000 to 80,000 at that particular time, and it continuously moved into the upward direction, and then it again took support at around 1 lakh. So when it took its support at 1 lakh, our trend line was forming. Our trend line was forming as two touch points were given to me by Bitcoin. So I decided to make a trend line from this particular downward point to this particular point. So when I made trend line to this particular point, I was sure that when Bitcoin will come third time to this particular trend line, then it will respect the trend line. So at this particular point, Bitcoin shows respect of this trend line and moved into the upward direction and made all-time high at around 1,24,000. So this is the way to generally read the price action. Okay, friends. When the Bitcoin was continuously moving in the upward direction, and it has given multiple touch points of this trend, and as you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4. So when Bitcoin tests any particular trend line for more than 3 or 4 times, then this trend line becomes vulnerable. So you have to take advantage of that vulnerability. So what I did is I decided to sell the Bitcoin when it will break this particular trend line in the downward direction. Okay, friends, but I waited for my setup to form, and I waited for the right time at around 15th August at around 9:20 p.m. What happened that I took this particular trade. So Bitcoin formed a negative candlestick pattern, which was shooting star candlestick pattern, and Bitcoin was moving in the downward direction. But I do not prefer to sell on the top, because there is a high probability when Bitcoin trading in the all-time high zone, then there is a high probability that Bitcoin can go volatile. So I wait for the setup to form. So on Friday, on 15th August at around 9:20 p.m., 9:30 p.m., this particular candle was formed. This particular red candle was formed. I was waiting for such a candle. And also this was Friday, and the next 2 days were Saturday, Sunday. Friends, what generally happens on Saturday, Sunday is Bitcoin remains sideways for the most of the time, trades sideways for the most of the time. These 2 days. Okay, friends. So I wanted to take advantage of this particular thing. So I at the completion of this particular candle, I sold a call option of around 1,20,000. You can just check on my YouTube video or what strike price I have selected, and what was the profit and loss, cash flow, all will be discussed. All I have discussed in the YouTube channels, but just I am explaining you the reason and price action on what basis I sold this particular call option. So it will be clear to you at this particular candle what was the reason for uh, selling this particular call option. Okay, friends. Now let's move back to another trade. What happened? Another trade I took on August 18. On August 18 at morning 9:30 a.m. Let's look back to this particular candle when what it said to me to sell this particular call option. Okay, friends, at around 9:30 a.m. and that this particular candle was of 9:30 a.m. And 18th August. What happened in this particular candle? You can see that this candle break down my trend line. So this was a very important trade for me, and this trade I would never miss this trade, as Bitcoin will definitely respect this particular setup breakdown of a particular trend line 8 out of 10 times. So 8 out of 10 time I will make money. So I sold this particular call option. The reason for selling was the breakdown of this particular trend line, which has been continuously Bitcoin respecting for a long curve period of time from 9th of April until now. So this was the reason, and I took the trade at 4 hour time frame, and I follow the 4 hour time frame candle for the entry of my particular trades. So at 4 hour time frame, at the completion of 9:30 a.m. candle, I took this particular trade. Okay, friends, and this trade turned out to be beautiful, and Bitcoin moved into the downward direction. So this was the reason for taking this trade. So uh, most people says that if you do futures, then only you can capture bigger trends. But I want to tell you one thing, that from this point I have captured this trend and sold multiple call options until this particular day, until recently, means until Sunday. So I have for the whole month I have captured this particular trend, and without any worries, and with proper stop loss, money management, and everything. Okay, friends, let's now discuss next trade. What was the next trade? What was our next trade? On August 19 at around 9:30 am, we took another trade. At August 19 at around 9:30 am, we took another trade. What was the reason taking behind? What was the reason behind this particular trade? As Bitcoin showed breakdown in the negative direction, then it moved in the upward direction and again came for the retest of the trend line. So this was another important setup of me, and I trade this particular setup because I am very confident then when Bitcoin retest a particular trend line after its breakout or breakdown, then it is the trend will is very much clear to me. So at this particular candle, this is 9:30 a.m. candle of 19th of August, I decided to sell another call option, and I made money in this as market moved into the negative direction. So this was the reason for my friends. This was the reason for taking that particular trade. At this particular candle, I formed two option selling leg. One leg was made for daily expiry, which was 20th of August, and second leg I made for weekly expiry, which I have posted the video recently. If you have missed that video, I will mention it in the end screen. Please don't miss that particular video. And this weekly expiry was of 29th of August. Okay, friends, and this was 19th August. So I was clear that Bitcoin will not trade above this particular point for another 10 days. So I predicted that particular thing, and I predicted that particular thing, and I synchronized this particular thing by taking trade in the weekly option of selling 1,21,500 call option at this particular candle, because I was very much clear that Bitcoin will never cross again this upper level for another 10 days. So Bitcoin very beautifully respected my overview, and it didn't go above. On this is 29th of August, and Bitcoin didn't cross this particular point which I have mentioned, and for another 10 days, and my trade also turned out to be in profit. I have posted that particular video, so you would be very clear that how do I plan trades and how do I take the trades, or how do I wait for the setup to form and for the confirmations. So in this particular way you can also do that. Waiting time period so is very much essential. Okay, friends, now let's discuss next trade. The next trade which I took was on 29th of August, which was recently, and the trade was placed at 29th of August at around 9:30 p.m. Okay, friends, this was our last trade of the month, and this trade was taken at this particular candle. And in between this I haven't not taken trade because already my weekly position was running up. So I was already making profit in it, and I was already riding the trend. So I have been not feeling any FOMO of missing the trend. I have been already riding this trend by making a weekly leg. Okay, friends, now on 29th August, what I did was at the completion of this particular candle, again this was Friday, and my overview at this particular candle at around 9:30 p.m. was that Bitcoin will remain negative to sideways up to Sunday or Saturday. This was my overview, and you only your overview should be sideways for only few candles and you will make money in option selling. So the market remains sideways and I made money in this particular trade. I have also made this video. I have made a video on this particular trade also, you can check out. So in this way you can just by simply reading the price action of the market, you can sell options and make money in options. And this video should be, I think this if you like this particular price action videos, I will make more such videos in the future also. And please also join this telegram group, as I continuously post the trades which I take from my personal accounts, and also follow the YouTube channel because I continuously post the option selling trades and I describe everything. What was the reason behind taking that particular trade? What was the price action behind that particular trade? What was the stop loss? What was the money involved? All the things I mention in my YouTube channel. So, and also don't miss the videos coming in the end screen. Thank you, friends.